Personally, I think we're overdue for 1 million per Bitcoin in 2024, just based on the entire macroeconomic situation. So I guess my guess is 2024, 1 million. That's the outlook. So the Omega candle is the next step after the God candle. So we've been talking about a God candle of 10K green on the daily for some time now. An Omega candle is 100K green on the daily. So when Bitcoin goes up 100K or 0.1 M.
CEO and founder of Jan3 and big Bitcoin bull Samson Mow believes Bitcoin will hit a staggering $1 million per coin in 2024. Samson's ultra bullish case for Bitcoin is based off a coming supply shock, which Samson believes will be caused by two factors. First off, the launch and overwhelming success of the Bitcoin ETFs taking a huge amount of supply off the markets. Secondly, the Bitcoin halving coming in April, in which 900 Bitcoin coming onto the market per day will be cut to just 450. Samson believes that Bitcoin's move to $1 million per coin could happen in a matter of weeks, if not days, if his prediction of an Omega candle plays out. According to Samson, the Omega candle is the big brother to the God candle, which would see the price of Bitcoin gain up to $100,000 in a single day. On top of the increased demand from institutions and ETFs, Samson also foresees increased Bitcoin adoption from nation-states. As the CEO of Jan3, which is a Bitcoin-focused technology company committed to accelerating Bitcoin adoption, Samson's work involves orange-pilling governments in countries and nations worldwide. Within his latest interview, Samson revealed that as of early 2024, many nation-states are already interested in adopting Bitcoin but need to see more significant price movement before they take the leap. Samson believes this significant price action will happen as we get closer to the Bitcoin halving. Make sure to stick around to the end of the video where Samson breaks down his prediction for after the Bitcoin halving, where things get really insane. He predicts things will get crazy as nation-states start buying and institutional FOMO begins, potentially pushing Bitcoin to that $1 million per coin. Also guys, if you want to stay most up to date on the crypto and Bitcoin world, make sure to subscribe to my daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. It gives the latest expert predictions, any breaking news, and top on-chain analysis all in a nutshell. Click the first link in the description to join over 50,000 others in becoming a better crypto investor right now. Now here's Samson Mow with why Bitcoin is going to $1 million per coin.
Yeah, the approval of the ETFs is actually very big for nation-state adoption because it signifies that Bitcoin is okay now, right? When you can point, like when we talk to some people, it still comes up, Bitcoin is risky and it's not really, it's still something that criminals and hackers use, etc., right? But now we can say, well, the largest asset manager on the planet has an ETF, and along with 10 others. So it changes that discussion and it puts an end to that discussion immediately, which is very powerful in the tool bag of things that we can use to orange pill nations. All of these ETFs are competing. They are competing for AUM. And I don't think all of them are going to survive. It's going to come down to maybe 3-4 of them that are the dominant ones, and everything else is just, no one cares. So they have to fight for market share and mind share. And the way that they do that is through advertising. And we've seen that already. So Bitwise has a pretty good ad out there with the most interesting man. I think, who was the other one that did an ad? Van Eck did an ad. I don't think Fidelity's done one yet.
No.
Well, we're working with a number of countries, right? So there's Colombia, Suriname, Prospera, not a country, but a special economic zone, Madeira, and Montenegro. There's a lot of countries that we are engaged with, and there are more that we haven't talked about yet. Those are in the redacted column. But there's a lot of work to be done, and I think as Bitcoin price goes up, as the ETFs solidify, and as these ETFs make their ad campaigns, it makes it a lot easier for us to engage about Bitcoin. Like when Bitcoin price tanked after FTX and Do Kwon, that was a very difficult time. But even before we recovered to these levels, we started to get some re-engagement again. And that's why we had those meetings towards the end of 2023. But if Bitcoin does go to 0.1 M or higher, I'm sure there's going to be a lot more countries coming and trying to engage and figure out what to do. It was a calculation of how much exchange Bitcoin remains, 1.4 million or so, and how long it takes to exhaust that just by current ETF demand. And it was like something to the order of 80-ish days, which kind of lines up with halving. So at the time, in theory, all the exchange Bitcoin is hoovered up. You have the halving, which cuts supply down more. So it's very interesting to look at these numbers. The most painful outcome at the end of the day, like I made a list of max pain points, but the most serious one, some of them were jokes. Like I said, Plan B's stock to flow is going to break again, but up this time.
Yeah.
But the real max pain is that 8 billion people on this planet will not get a chance to enter Bitcoin in a way that would impact their financial lives in a meaningful way. So we know that there is a divide. There's the Cantillon effect and quintillionaires. And the thinking is, well, the best case thinking is everyone can get into Bitcoin. Your average Joe in a working job can accumulate some Bitcoin, and when Bitcoin goes to 1 million, it'll even out the system. So, or some guy in Latin America can accumulate some Bitcoin because typically they're earning pesos or something, and they're not able to keep up with the dollar even. Let's not talk about Bitcoin. But the ideal case is that Bitcoin can unify and even out the playing field, because we all have a little bit of Bitcoin, and then Bitcoin goes up to 1 million. We're balanced out with the people that have control of fiat money. So the worst case scenario is that doesn't happen. They just inject a ton of capital, convert their fiat into Bitcoin, and beat everyone else. They front run 8 billion people, and it's status quo. The billionaires that control the world still control the world, but now they have Bitcoin, and everyone else is still, trying to get by with a few sats. The new administration, when they start, they can do things, but when it's time for election, they need to give free stuff to people again, right?
Yes.
They need to get the people happy and get the vote, right? And they will sacrifice the future for that. So that means renewed QE. It has to happen. Also, the debt is ballooning, right? The interest payments to service the debt in the US are getting to hundreds of billions of dollars. And they just went up from 34 to 35 trillion in debt. And if you know how compound interest works, you know that is going to spiral out of control because it compounds, right? It's exponential. Compound interest is exponential. So they can keep that up and get more debt, or they can lower interest and print money to service the debt, because that's the only way to deal with that. They have to print money from somewhere because it's not going to come from GDP. There's just too much that has been printed and spent already. So QE is inevitable as we go into QT, quantitative tightening, or quantitative hardening, QH for Bitcoin. Well, I did say we can get to 1 million, 1M BTC in days to weeks after the ETFs are launched. So I did put a hard cap on that. I said 7 weeks, because 8 would be getting into months territory. So we'll see what happens.
Okay.
But these predictions are for fun. And I think some people are angry about the predictions because they don't understand yet that you can't really predict what Bitcoin does. Bitcoin will always do its own thing. And a lot of us that are having fun throwing these numbers out, we already understand that, and we know that. But I think the disconnect is that some people think you can predict it, that you can do TA and you can analyze where it's going to go, and that we are irresponsible for saying things like 1 million or 1.5 or 2. Whereas we just see that you can't guess any of it, and we're just guessing for fun. But the end state is really, there is no more fiat. You can't price Bitcoin in dollars anymore. So all of this is just for entertainment.
So there's Samson Mow, CEO and founder of Jan3, on why Bitcoin has cleared the path to $1 million per coin. Samson's insight into the upcoming supply shock, fueled by the success of the Bitcoin ETFs and the impending Bitcoin halving, sets the stage for a monumental shift in Bitcoin's valuation. His concept of the Omega Candle, an event that would skyrocket Bitcoin's price by up to $100,000 in a single day, underscores the unprecedented market conditions we might soon witness. Samson's efforts to orange pill governments around the globe highlight the growing interest from nation-states poised on the edge of embracing Bitcoin, awaiting just a bit more incentive, which, according to Samson, will inevitably come with the halving. The potential for institutional FOMO and nation-state buying sprees paint a future where Bitcoin's climb to $1 million is not just speculation but a foreseeable eventuality. Thank you for joining us through this thought-provoking discussion. If Samson's analysis resonates with you, or if you're keen on navigating the twists and turns of the crypto world with clarity, don't forget to subscribe to our daily 5-minute crypto newsletter. Join over 50,000 others in sharpening your crypto investment strategies and staying ahead of the curve. To dive deeper into experts' predictions and stay updated with the latest in Bitcoin and crypto, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the channel. Your engagement helps us bring you more in-depth analysis and updates from the forefront of the crypto revolution. Remember, the journey to understanding and investing in crypto is ongoing, and we're here to provide you with the insights and information you need to make informed decisions. Anyway guys, hope you all enjoyed today's video and that provided you with some value. I'll see you all in the next one, and as always, all the best.